everything. You might think we can't possibly cover everything in a 90-minute quiz, and you'd be right, but the big fat quiz of some stuff is a tough sell. You can play along at home. All you need is a pen, paper, and a heartfelt desire to start a fight with whoever you're watching with. Right, let's meet our teams. They're the dream team, if the team you're dreaming of features a giant panda and a pedantic Victorian schoolboy. It's Claudia Winkleman and David Mitchell. She's a multi-award-winning comedian, writer and actress, and we've teamed her with a woman who can make the phrase, her Viennese whirls are taking a battering, sound filthier than a gangbang in a lay-by. It's Mel Gebroich and Kristen Shaw. And finally, Bob's your uncle and Jonathan is your creepy uncle. It's Bob Mortimer and Jonathan Ross. So it's the big fat quiz of everything. David, Claudia, you must be fairly confident.
I'm not confident. I always turn up confident and then I always fail. So, you're going to be in charge today?
No.
Oh.
No, I won't have that, Claudia. You can also be in charge.
Fine.
Good.
Mel seems to be in charge of both of you, it would appear. Obviously, Claudia and David, we know who you are, but do you have a team name?
Oh, yes, David and Claudia. Should we think of something more complicated?
I think David and Claudia is excellent. David and Claudia.
So your team name's going to be David and Claudia?
Do you want us to sing it?
Yes.
Oh, what are you doing?
Kristen, have you done a pub quiz before? This is basically a big, fancy pub quiz.
Yeah, I did one at an actual pub once, and it was difficult.
How did you do? Did you...
Oh, I lost.
You lost.
I lost, but I was excited to be there, just like I am now.
We've also developed a team wave, which goes like this. Elbow first, elbow then hand. Elbow first, elbow then hand.
Do you think you've just invented the high five?
I was actually explaining to Mel that if you want to get a high five right every time, you focus on the elbow. You only look at the elbow and you'll nail it. But she thought that meant touch the elbow first, and now we came up with a secret wave.
Elbow then wave.
If you really want to be sure of getting it right, if you just look at the other person's hand and then hit it with your hand. Yeah.
When I'm in a situation where someone's trying to high five...
When have you ever been high five?
People try and high five me sometimes.
It's a disgrace.
Well, you just have to, you want to try it with the elbow?
Try with the elbow, Dave. It works.
All right. This
Elbow
is...
first, and then... Oh, you
But
did.
he-
Okay.
Just look at my elbow.
Okay.
Elbow then hand.
Oh, his little face.
Fucking shit greeted out of me.
Okay, any team name?
I suggested clam jam. And then she said no way.
I don't know what that is.
Clam jam is a great...
And now she wants to be elbow hand.
The elbow hand gang. You're our guest
How about the
from overseas. You decide.
Can we be the awesome sisters?
Awesome sisters. Yeah, fine.
Terrible
The
name.
Awesome
What's your
clams.
team name?
Awesome clam.
Awesome clams.
The Awesome Clams.
Elbow then wave.
Jonathan, Bob, are you confident this evening, Bob? What do you think?
We're like the oldies here.
Yeah.
Like a couple of old dishcloths that are still reliable, though, do you know what I mean? They're still doing the job.
Like a couple of old condoms that have still got one last bang in them.
Maybe even one and a half.
Maybe. What would your specialist subject be, Bob?
Do you know what, Jimmy? I really am an expert on white goods. Whether it be Biko, Phillips, you know.
You can see the fear in their eyes.
Jimmy, hold on, I'm getting... You are going to be asking about steam irons, aren't you?
At some point, yeah. You got a team name?
They've inspired us a bit.
Yeah. So we thought maybe clam jam and fanny batter.
What? You said you were like a pair of old dishcloths.
Yes.
So you could be the dishcloths. It's
Oh, right, only condoms. Thrown on scrappy.
1.5 condoms.
1.5 condoms it is, then.
first round is all about history. Roman Emperor Caligula held regular orgies, enjoyed watching people have sex with animals, and committed incest with each of his 3 sisters. Having said that, it was the best ever episode of CBB's Horrible Histories. Of course, it wouldn't be a quiz without questions. Eyes down, everyone. For our first question, I want you to take a look at this famous quote from Queen Elizabeth I. I've removed some crucial words. All I want to know is what are the crucial words I've removed?
Can I ask you a serious question?
Yes, you may ask me a serious question.
Do you want us to answer that factually, or do you want, you know, a funny answer with rude words like knob in it? Don't give away the magic, David. You go with knobs?
A small and frail woman.
Mel, you can't say it so loud. That's how the quizzing works.
Thank you, Jimmy.
For our next question, it's over to the children of Mitchellbrook Primary School, who put together a historical masterpiece. What are they acting out here?
Secret information. I want to know what they're saying. Okay, sir.
What's
We are rescue. Who do you work for? Not telling. We think he did it.
for the money?
Uh-oh. You have been very naughty. We're impeaching you. Too late. I quit. What a crook.
Mitchellbrook Primary School, literally the best. So, what were they acting out there?
Yes.
A scene from history.
Yes.
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 Okay, all right.
Yes.
Okay, Latin homework, everyone. Take a look at this 2,000-year-old mosaic uncovered at the ruins of Pompeii. What does it say in English? Okay.
I'm not going to tell you, Mel. There's no...
Mel.
I was just saying.
Are you asking them for the answers?
I
No,
just...
but.
She was just curious if they knew.
Okay, we have nailed that. Take that, awesome clown.
Oh, I remember it now.
Okay, for our last question, it's over to second man to walk on the moon. No big deal. Buzz Aldrin. Wow.
Hello, Jimmy. Growing up, I was inspired by tales of exploration by people who really pushed the boundaries, all in the name of discovery. One such mission was Captain Scott's race to the South Pole. On that mission, freezing cold and almost out of food, Captain Oates made the ultimate sacrifice. But what were his famous last words?
Okay, so Buzz wants to know what was Oates' last words.
I wanted to call one of our offspring Buzz because of him.
That's a great name. Is it a nickname?
Yeah, it's a nickname.
Is it?
David, did you have a cool nickname at school?
No, I got, Oh, people used to say I looked like a rat. Oh, that was pretty cool.
What was your nickname, Jimmy? Peanut?
No. Okay, has everyone, we've all got our answers?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I asked you to fill in the blanks of Queen Elizabeth's famous speech. What were the missing words? David.
I know I have the knob of a knob and knob woman. Not quite working. But I have the knob and knob of a king. I like to stress that I don't think that's the answer.
Mel? Kristen?
I know I have the body of a weak and ginger woman, but I have the heart and inbreeding of a king.
Jonathan, Bob?
I know I have the hands of a small and lazy woman, but I have the feet and penis of a king.
That's what she said. That is what she said.
It may have been misreported, but that's what she said.
Claudia, your less funny but more accurate answer.
I know I have the body of a weak and feeble woman, but I have the heart and stomach of a king.
Yes, that's right.
That's exactly the right answer. Up next, the children of Mitchellbrook Primary School acted out a historical event. What did you think they were acting out brilliantly?
Watergate. Yes.
Yeah.
It was.
The children of Mitchell Primary School were indeed acting out the Watergate scandal
Can
brilliantly.
you just ask one thing about Watergate? Kristen, you'll probably know as our ambassador from over the pond.
100%.
Why did he self-tape that
He-
eventually got him caught?
Loved the sound of his own voice.
So points all round for Watergate. I showed you a picture of a 2,000-year-old Roman mosaic uncovered at Pompeii. What does the Latin translate to?
He knew this.
Obviously, it should be beware the massive volcano.
I think it's Beware of the Dog.
Do you?
Oh, that's what we thought.
Well, let's go to Jonathan and Bob here. You saw a picture of a dog and you thought, oh, let's do it, sex, etc.
I assumed it would have been Pompeii, it would be a brothel. And then this would be a sign saying, come on, let's do it. Come on in, let's have it on.
Let's do it, sex, etc. is the incorrect answer. And the answer was beware of the dog.
Is it?
Brilliant.
Elbow hand.
Last question on this round. Buzz Aldrin asked you what Captain Oates' last words were. What did you put?
I'm going outside. I may be sometime.
Mel, Kristen, what did you put?
I'm going now.
I'm going now. I may be gone sometime. And that's what he said. And honestly, who can know for sure?
And what was your answer to this question, Jonathan? What was Oates' last words?
But we didn't know his motivation.
Why did he leave the tent? And we thought he was hungry, so we put, I need some peri-peri. I might be some time, like a craving for Nando's.
No points for you. Okay, the answer was, I'm going outside, I may be sometime. You got it exactly right. Points, no points.
I heard that in those days, I'm going outside, I may be sometime, was like a euphemism for I'm going for a shit. So that it wasn't the moment of great sacrifice. He was just going out to have a shit and coincidentally froze to death.
I did a shit once when I was playing tennis. I couldn't be bothered. Not on the court, not mid-thing, but it was quite a long way from the toilet, so I went down the bush and did it. It was very urgent. And then I was amazed at how unabsorbent leaves are.
So, at the end of that round, the scores are Claudia and David have 4 points, Mel and Kristen have 3 points, Jonathan and Bob are lucky to have 1. Join us after the break when we'll be doing more of this. I know, but we've started now, so what can we do? See you in a bit. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of Everything. The next round is all about science. The inventors of the aeroplane, Orville and Wilbur Wright, never married. Well, they were brothers, so they weren't allowed to. Right, time for some more questions all about science. Eyes down. First up, it's over to my favourite dragon, Deborah Meaden.
Hi, Jimmy. In the Dragon's Den, I'm used to seeing some wonderful inventions, and the best ones always have a unique selling point. That's a USP to you and me. But what I want to know is which household innovation was marketed as splinter-free for the first time in 1935?
Mitch, do you know the answer to this?
No.
Winky?
I'm going to say
Winkles?
no. I'm going to say no.
Mitch, did you just call David Mitchell Mitch?
That's a good nickname for you, Mitch.
Yeah,
Mitch.
it beats
Mitch.
rat face.
Next question. Take a look at this video from the 1990s. I want to know what's got them so excited. Yeah, they're pretty stoked.
What is the occasion?
Why are they so excited? They're excited about something.
Why are they so excited? You could answer that in other ways, because they have no sense of proportion.
I will accept that. Okay, I've got a special treat for you now. Joey Essex has made a remarkable documentary about one of his scientific heroes. Who on earth is he going on about?
Hi there, I'm Joey Essex, and I'm here today to talk to you about a proper, clever man. He was born in Austria. I don't want to give it away, but good day, mate. He was obsessed with sex. He loved penises. I mean, no, he didn't love penises. I think he made girls jealous of boys' penises. He was like the first person to actually tell someone to lie down and then people would talk to themselves and be like, I'm so sad. He believed in when you said something by mistake, it was actually what you meant. It reminds me of a time when I used to call my best friend Jake Keith, but maybe his real name was Keith. So there you have it. A man who invented lying down. He was obsessed with willies. Apparently, he made dreams come true. And he was a little, horny geezer.
Professor Joey Essex there. Who's he talking about?
Yes.
I mean, where did you learn to whisper? In a helicopter?
That's really good.
Very much.
I've been in a helicopter, so I got it right away.
Okay, have a look at this picture of a woman winning a science-themed beauty pageant in America.
Lovely.
What has she just been crowned?
Sorry, Jimmy, did you say what was her title? What did she win?
Yes,
What did
yes,
she win?
when I asked the question, that is the question that I asked.
Good, just checking.
Okay, you ready for some answers?
Yeah.
All right. First up, Deborah Meaden asked you what was advertised as being splinter-free for the first time in 1935. What did you think it was? David, Claudia?
We said loo seat. That
Loo
was
seats.
seats on loos. Sometimes wooden.
Mel? Kristen?
We said broom. Broomstick.
That was Kristen's idea.
Ow!
Jonathan, Bob, what have you
We
got?
thought toilet paper.
Well, it's not made of wood,
That's
Jonathan.
really-
It is pulp.
Splinter-free.
Wood
Yeah.
is turned to paper.
Oh,
and
that's
So you think
quite
they got
good,
it
isn't
previously? There were great
the
chunks of
technology
wood.
wasn't ready.
So, Jonathan, Bob, you've gone toilet paper.
Toilet
You
paper,
think
thank you.
splinter-free from 1935.
Yes.
I can tell you you're absolutely right. Have a look. There are no splinters in northern tissue.
Well done, guys.
So you saw some guys in the 90s having a very exciting time. What were they so excited about?
Oh, yeah, we know.
We thought it might be, because you said it was the 90s, and we recognised Bill Gates, so we thought it might be the launch of a Microsoft product like Windows 95.
It's exactly the right answer. Now, Kristen, what did you put?
Well, they're like, and we got this cool thing called Windows, and everyone's going to want to use it, and it's going to be better than everybody else's. And even if you're an Apple user, you're going to have to, like, figure out how to get our Windows on.
Jonathan, Bob, what did you write for this?
We didn't know. We looked at their age. We made a guess. Prostrate results. All clear. All clear. All clear. My doctor was called Dr. Hook. Worst prostrate exam I ever had.
I've got terrible roids.
Have you?
Glad you're sharing.
It's a family affliction. We call ourselves the Gedroids.
Well, I think we've admitted something. You've admitted something. It's time for your team to
winking
share
at lips.
an anal-based problem.
This just wasn't what I signed up for. I'm just not comfortable.
Do you remember the last time we did a big fat quiz? It had sort of nothing to do with embarrassing bodies
Yeah,
at
but
all.
I don't remember having to describe anything about my anus. I think I came and went with the secrets of what is there kept to myself.
Also, there is something there.
Oh.
Mitch, what is it? Mitch,
It would
come on.
take too long to describe.
Haunted.
Yes, this feels like the right forum in which to share the affliction of my haunted anus.
The whole thing that kicks his ass.
Yes. Because many centuries ago, a woman in white died there. She was killed by a splinter.
It's all come full circle.
And what a beautiful circle.
So no points there.
Yeah.
Points. Okay. Next up, Joey Essex made a wonderful documentary about a proper clever man. Who was he talking about?
Sigmund Freud. Did he do that just for you, or does he do that by himself anyway?
You think that might have just been a happy coincidence?
A clip from a documentary on BBC 4 or
Yeah, well,
It's probably
not
worth me
full.
pointing out now. You know the children of Mitchell but primary school?
Yeah.
We don't just go to their school plays and go, I wonder what's on. Did everyone got this?
Yes.
Freud.
Sigmund Freud.
Sigmund Freud.
Points all round. Fabulous. All right, I showed you a picture of a woman who had won a science-themed beauty pageant. What has she just been crowned? Claudia, David, what did you put?
We put Miss Nevada.
Because we thought that's where they did all of that atomic bomb testing.
Okay, Mel, Kristen.
Miss Nuclear Nevada Testing Site.
Oh, you're very close. Jonathan, Bob?
We thought it was something to do with testing. We went Miss Atomic and then brackets to give her full name, Bomb.
You got it exactly right. She was crowned Miss Atomic Bomb.
Yes!
You don't get a point, you don't get a point, you get a point. So at the end of that round, the scores are Claudia and David have 6, Mel and Kristen have 5, Jonathan and Bob have 4. Join us after the break when we'll be finding out what else our guests don't know about everything. See you in a bit. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of everything. The next round is all about music. Elvis is the biggest selling solo artist of all time. In fact, right at the end, he had a massive #2 in the pipeline just waiting to be released. Elvis's hip gyrations were considered so sexy, TV shows only shot him from the waist up, which is also why this podium's here. On to the questions. For our first question, it's over the Channel 4 newsroom where legendary journalist Jon Snow is reporting on a classic 70s song. But what is it? Over to you, John.
Doctors in the USA believe they have found a miracle cure for young men prone to depression. According to medical reports, construction workers, naval and police officers, cowboys, bikers, and those of Native American descent are thought to be most at risk. But it is suggested that hanging out with like-minded boys at local religious youth clubs could help sufferers pick themselves off the ground, eliminating the need to be unhappy. The simple alternative treatment program includes getting yourself clean, having a good meal, and doing whatever you feel. That sounds like fun. Back to you, Jimmy.
Thanks, John.
He's so... I mean, isn't he?
He's so fit. Trust me. Okay. You have to meet him in person.
I mean, no, he looks good on the screen, but not like, ooh, I want to, like,
It's the way...
Like, that surprises me.
No, it's visceral.
It's the knowledge that he has.
If you're a fan of the Silver Fox, where do you stand on Jeremy Corbyn?
I'd like to share a sherry with Corbyn. But Snow...
Take a look at this clip of 3 concerned Christians on televangelist show Praise the Lord. What I want to know is why they're so upset.
All right, I heard that one. All right, I'll slow this down a little bit. Listen for Here's to My Sweet Satan. Y'all hear that?
Okay, so why are they so upset?
Why are they so upset?
Yeah. It's a televangelist show called Praise the Lord.
I think we got that right.
I do too, I'm feeling really good.
Boom. That's
Okay.
a dead cert. Don't want to be too smug about it, but well done.
Thank you.
Okay. For our next question, have a listen to the beginning of a piece of classical music composed in 1902. The next bit of the song became the most listened to tune in the world. Why? Have a listen. Okay, so why did that piece of music become the most listened to in the world?
Can we have it again and then play the other bit?
No, you cannot. But the next bit of that, the next sort of 4 bars,
Yeah, that's
became
what
the
I'm
most
gonna
listened
need.
to. In 2009, it was listened to 1.8 billion times a day.
Oh, I think I know.
Right, so you all got something for that?
We got it.
We got it.
Okay,
Thank
excellent
you
news.
so
Okay.
much, Jimmy.
No problem. In 1995, Alanis Morissette released a hit single, Ironic, in which she sings about things she mistakenly believes to be ironic. Can you name 3 of them?
Yes.
Nobody speak!
Ironic. That's not no help, is it? I'm so sorry, I don't know the works of Alanis Morissette.
Sorry, Mel, was your help there just going, ironic?
Yeah. I'm definitely trying to get those right. She's like, ironic, ironic, ironic.
With your ones that you're putting down,
Yeah.
are they quite long?
No. I'm not putting her when she goes, don't you think? I'm not doing that business.
I think Kristen is doing that business.
Okay,
She's-
fine.
What do you
No,
want to
read
watch
what
that?
I'm
Because
doing.
you'll have to attach a separate sheet. Do that. You know, like an insurance claim. Explain full.
Claudia, are you spitting drink out?
If I laugh and I'm drinking hot drink, if I
Nose.
laugh, it's going to come out of my nose. So
Yeah.
instead, I just expel from the mouth. It's fine.
My dad once did that with rice. Yeah, he was
Eating rice?
some eating some rice, and then he laughed, and it came out like bullets.
Mel,
brilliant.
Kristen, it looks like you've been sat together on a plane and Kristen is not happy about it. Time for some answers. You saw Jon Snow reporting on a massive 70s hit. Which hit was he talking about? YMCA, YMCA, YMCA. Well, let's see if you're all right.
YMCA.
Over to you, John.
was imagining him in the nude.
That's great. No,
Slightly.
Is she oversharing there, Kristen?
no, I'm supporting it.
I knew we were going to be friends.
Oh, that.
I showed you a clip of the 80s TV show Praise the Lord. What were they worried about on this evangelical show?
Yes.
Okay, Mel?
It's a thing known as backmasking, which is when, if you play a record backwards, apparently you hear some kind of satanic message.
Yeah.
We believe this was from the Led Zepp song, Stairway to Heaven.
That is a very accurate and correct answer.
Yeah.
Bring out the lead.
David, Claudia, come on.
Hidden satanic messages in music when it's played backwards, and then Stairway to Heaven.
Well, 100% correct. Jonathan, Bob?
Led Zeppelin backwards equals devil worship brackets stairway.
Well, everyone got this right, yeah. Next up, I made you listen to a bit of classical guitar music composed in 1902. Why did the next part of the song become the most listened to piece of music in the world? Mel, Kristen?
Mel decided. I thought this was a great answer. The startup notes of a computer.
It's good, but it's not right. Jonathan, you knew this.
We know this, and I even know, for an extra point, can I tell you the name of the piece of music it's taken
yeah,
from?
you can, yeah, great.
Okay, the original title is A Nokia Ringatona, and it's an Italian. Thank you. It's the Nokia ringtone.
It's Gran Vals by Spanish composer Francisco Tarraga, and it goes like this. I'll play you the whole thing. Claudia and David, I think we can give you a point for ringtone.
Yes.
What? Are you
ringtone, yeah.
insane, you white-faced fool? Mr. Peanut! Ringtone is not enough of an answer.
Well, you've got Nokia ringtone. It's not a lot more.
Well, it was only used on the Nokia phone.
I think it's a totally acceptable answer that it was a ringtone. I
Well,
don't
you
see
admit.
why we have to come up with a brand.
If I said to you, in what Shakespearean play does to be or not to be appear, would you just write play and assume that was it?
Yes, I would, and that would be a fair answer.
Okay, final question on music. I asked you to name 3 things Alanis Morissette believed were ironic in her song. What have you got?
It's like rain on your wedding day, a free ride when you already paid. It's like in the drawer of. It's like a drawer of forks when all you need is a knife.
And also, it's like when your fear of frying and your plane goes down, then it goes, is it that knife?
That is kind of how she goes. I mean, fair enough.
That's it.
And we remembered rain on your wedding day.
Free ride when you've already don't you think?
Free ride when you've already
Don't you
paid.
think? A pocket when you don't need a pocket. Hairbrush when you don't need a hairbrush. And window when you're asleep.
It's like they've invented cinema, but you're blind.
Yeah.
Jonathan, Bob, what have you got, guys?
We got Wayne's on a wedding day.
Yeah.
Then we thought, isn't that ironic when they get your name right on your Starbucks cup? Because we all complain about that, and it would be a sense of irony. And then when your boyfriend's made of ham. That's ironic, very ironic.
I'm now thinking of Jon Snow covered in ham. Doing the YMCA at the end of my bed. Covered in ham.
That's ironic, because I was too.
Okay, no points for you. Points.
I want
I think Mel really wins because it's the
I
best
like
edition
Mel's
of Ironic.
version better. Rain on your wedding.
He only knows the national anthem. Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, now time for a special bonus round.
Oh,
I'm going to show you pictures from 3 famous album covers which have all been subtly improved. Can you tell me what they are? And I'll give you a bonus point if you can name the album. Okay, so artist and album. Here's the first one.
Oh, I do know that.
You can leave the album name as the artist as well.
Well,
You
just
do.
the artist will get you a point. The album name will get you a bonus point. Second one.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I properly know.
Took me ages to get that dress on.
I'm aware I'm not.
You look
very much help.
adorable, by the way.
And the third one. Good luck, everyone. I mean, that was the easiest one to do. I just undressed. Okay. you've got your answers for this. Let's take a look. So, Mel, what did you put for the first one?
Right. I think it might be Craig David.
Yeah.
Okay, and what was the album called?
All over my bone.
No. Love it. Can you say it again?
Is it bone? No.
Is it bone, you're saying?
Or is it
All over my bone.
Bone. That's Craig David all over my bone.
I sing bong, like.
Can you...
Are you saying bone? Or...
Imagine it's a word you can say in your normal voice. What would it be?
I wrote it as B-O-O-O-O-O-O-O-O-N-G.
Go on, what are you saying
Craig David all over my bone.
Okay, so, Claudia, Dave, what did you get for the first one?
We got, magically, Craig David, and I can't remember the full title, but it was on Monday, I did something. On Tuesday,
Did you like Monday I Had a Sandwich?
I know that's not the answer. It's an excellent
Just
song.
using that as an
Oh, no,
illustration.
how does it go? You know how it goes. Craig David all over my
I've got Craig David all over my bum. Oh.
It was
Gonna need a
excellent.
wipe. Jonathan, what did you think? You got Craig David, I see?
We thought it was one to select the bong.
I can tell you... Oh, well, let's take a look. It was Craig David.
Born to do it.
Born to do it.
Born to do it.
The second one?
Madonna Like a Virgin, yes.
Madonna Like a Virgin, Madonna Like a Virgin, and
Madonna Like a Virgin.
everyone got points. And the final one?
I didn't know what the title was, but I thought it was Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson is the right answer. Jonathan, Bob?
We thought Marilyn Manson. We think the album's called either Creepy Smooth Balls or Creepy Uni Ball. We weren't sure.
Oh, Creepy Smooth Uni Ball.
Smooth Uni Ball.
Hang on, is
So
it
that's
you?
what he's got.
You're very, very close. It's mechanical animals.
Well, we should have that then.
Never mind. That's fine.
All over my creepy smooth.
Bone.
Well, let's take a look and see what that's done to the scores. I can tell you, Jonathan and Bob have 11, Kristen and Mel have 12, Claudia and David have 14. See you after the break for more questions. Back in 5. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of everything. Our next round is all about words and language. The Rosetta Stone is believed to be the key to understanding Egyptian hieroglyphics. It's the modern equivalent of trying to explain emojis to your nana. The best-selling book of all time is the Bible. Well, just wait till they release it in paperback. Okay, time for some questions. Take a look at this painting of the Lord Protector and all-round prick, Oliver Cromwell. Cromwell was adamant that his portrait be painted as naturally as possible, leading to the popularisation of a phrase. What was the phrase?
He's got some carpet burn.
He's also got a toilet seat round his shoulders, hasn't he?
For our next question, it's over to someone with even more ridiculous teeth than me. It's Rylan.
Hi, Jimmy. Now, interestingly, the best-selling British novel of all time is Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities, with over 200 million copies sold now. I think, although it's set in the 18th century, the book's depiction of the subjugation of the French proletariat by a wealthy elite still resonates with audiences today, particularly in the current political climate. Anyway, your teams, tell me what the first line of the book is. See you soon.
I think we've broken Rylan.
You know, Dickens, I think it's popularly held that Dickens is the only author whose name has become a phrase because we say, what the Dickens?
Well, here's a boring fact. What the Dickens was an expression coined by Shakespeare hundreds of years before Dickens was born.
So he could see the future.
Presumably, yeah.
Actually, our next question, here you go. William Shakespeare is credited with inventing many words and phrases that are now commonplace.
Can you think of one?
But what did he mean by the terms fading, dying, flashing fire, and melting? What was he talking about? And that's the early portrait of David Mitchell there. Look at that. So they all mean the same thing, yes?
I'm comfortable saying, let's go with that.
Okay. Time for a Say What You See. All you've got to do is say
I love this.
what you see. It's a famous proverb. Okay? Just say what you see.
Ivy.
Okay, just watch for when they get it, their faces light up. It's joyful.
Yes!
Oh, there he is.
It's fun doing that one, Jimmy.
Oh, I know.
There, she's got it. And we're just waiting for...
Nobody speak. This what we are going to wait till we get there. Yes.
OK, you ready for some answers?
Yes.
OK, here's the answers. All right. I asked you what phrase was made popular by Oliver Cromwell, asking them to paint his portrait as naturally as possible. What do you think it was? And you've gone for Mel and Kristen?
We thought warts and all.
Warts and all.
Warts and all. And Jonathan?
We
Bob?
also thought warts and all.
Warts and all.
And Claudia? David?
Well, we thought possibly warts and all, or tackle out.
The well-known phrase...
There's a phrase, tackle out. It means so you can see your penis and testicles.
You all got that. Warts and all is the phrase. Ryland asked you, what was the first line of A Tale of Two Cities? What did you all put?
I'm very worried about this.
Go on, what do you think it is?
It's a far better thing that I do now.
OK, I mean, it's the most famous sort of opening line of any piece of literature.
It's gone. I know it, but it's totally gone. I so know this.
OK, so can we all look at Mel's face as Jonathan and Bob tell us what you put?
It was the best of times. It
And
was
the
the
worst of times. I knew that.
Why didn't you write it
I
down?
don't know.
Because you didn't know it.
No, I had
You
a
didn't
little,
know it. You hadn't
I
done
had a
your
little Irish liqueur before the part started, so things have gone a bit fuzzy.
That would be a nice slogan, wouldn't it, for Bailey's? You know, things have got a bit fuzzy.
Mitch and Winkle, did you get that?
No, but
Well,
then once I saw him start
Yeah,
writing
we-
it down, I went, of course.
So points for Claudia and David, points for Jonathan and Bob, and nothing for you two. Mel, are you at all aware that you're not in a park now?
Lads, this is a long quiz, and we need a little sharpener to just get ourselves through.
A little sharp.
Come on.
I will be more interesting in 2 minutes. sorry, lads.
This is the BBC's worst nightmare, a bottle fight between Strictly and Bake Off.
There can be no winners. OK. So next up, I asked you what William Shakespeare was on about when he wrote about people fading, dying, flashing fire and melting. What did you all think? You've gone with Claudia and David?
We wondered if they were expressions for orgasms.
OK. Mel? Kristen?
Orgasming.
OK. And
We're
Jonathan
in the
Bob?
same area, but we've suddenly thought that maybe we've been a bit base in our language and choices, so we've pulled back and we just said the big moment. It's the big moment when a gentleman or a lady or people, you know, or any, whatever you identify as, when you arrive.
When you get to the top of the escalator.
So there's 4 people sharing one tiny bottle of Baileys.
I don't really drink.
This could have drastic effects on the Winky.
Let's do it. Let's do some roly poly.
Well, they say that about alcohol, don't they?
So yes, they were all euphemisms for orgasms. You all get points.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Finally, I showed you a say what you see of a famous phrase. What did you put?
A stitch in time saves nine.
Yes.
A stitch in time
I couldn't do it. I kept
saves
on
nine.
going, dice, donkey, bird. What is it, David? And then he went, I've got it.
Jonathan Bob, did you get it?
Yes, we very much enjoyed the whole process. So
We all
it was
got
a
it.
lot of fun.
I sense. Is it time to bring out my energy balls?
Yes?
Homemade this morning.
What are in your energy balls?
Balls of energy, lads.
Come on.
Made this morning because I remembered.
Kristen just picked her hair out of
Yeah,
it.
I did.
Oh, sorry, love.
That's fine.
Lower or upper hair, was it?
It was a brown.
Sorry. I remember you're not allergic to nuts, are you, love? That is pure nuts. You're right.
No, I think so.
Okay. There we
It's a
go.
great time to ask
Homemade
as well.
energy balls.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for a special guest.
Oh, yeah.
Will you please welcome from First Date's all-round dreamboat, Fred Siriex. I mean, he's just an absolute dreamboat, isn't he? Look at him. Oh, with the ladies.
Would you like a
I mean...
Hi, darling. Hi.
Hello, Claudia. Nice to see you.
And you?
No, we've never had that. So nice. Nice young man. You've got a question for us this evening, I believe. What question have you got?
Come on, guys. Come on. Hop, hop.
Oh.
Let's go.
Yes.
Quickly. Let's just put the bottle properly here.
It's getting interesting.
That's right. One more bottle. That's it. So, you know, I'm from France, you know, and in France we drink a lot of champagne. And this is a normal bottle. As you can see, this is what you all have in your fridge. But what I would like you to do is name these bottles of champagne. So this is 2 bottles, 4 bottles, 8 bottles. That's 16 and that's 20.
And have you, in your place, have you ever sold one of those big 20-bottle ones?
All the time.
What?
All the time.
So people don't realise how far away the bottle is. You're in for 20 bottles.
So you've all got to write down the different sizes.
2, 4, 8, 16, and 20.
2, 4, 8,
Okay.
16.
Are we allowed to taste the champagne? Like, I'd like to taste the biggest one.
No,
obviously.
we give it to them.
Okay, you
Let's open one.
let's do that. Let's do
No,
that.
big
No,
one.
we're giving it to
Well, we
them.
could do that one.
No, next one up, next one up.
Audience.
That one.
Well, Fred, for the second for largest one, you might as well go for the
Let's
largest.
go for the large. It's very. I need some help. What do you need? What do you need some help? Are you going to help me?
You want me to hold it between my legs for you, Fred?
Come on,
I'll have another nut ball on the way over.
Yeah.
Do you want another
Yeah, I'll
energy
have
ball?
another.
Energy ball?
I'll hold it for you between my legs.
Get down,
Thank you.
everyone, get down.
There we go.
Point it at
Are
me.
you scared?
You're going to pull. You're going to pull the big ball. I'll pull backwards. And you pull forward. You keep working the end, and I'll pull back on the shoe.
How do you feel?
It's getting a bit hard to hold it up. Pop up. Okay, I got it.
Okay. Are you ready?
Why help? Is it going to fall back? Oh, you're a terrible tease, Fred. This is the best first day ever. I got him quick. Oh, yeah, Fred. I can't bear the suspense.
Just relax.
It's easy for you to say. It's my first time. You've done this loads. Oh, my God. Why is he making that noise, Fred?
Can't do it.
Come on, you can do it. Just think of France. Come on.
Close your eyes.
Bass, Fred. Work the bass.
Oh my God. It's dry. It's too dry.
I think he's
It's too
definitely at the top
dry.
of the
I
You
got.
guys need to duck.
Oh! Good shot. Nice.
Sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Donuts.
Lovely.
That was the most work I've done for years.
So this is going to take
Let's start.
forever.
One of them was for Graham Russell's birthday.
I can imagine he does. He does like to get wine.
Sorry, gang.
There you go. I mean,
It's going to play
I mean-
I'll try and get some more. Sorry, guys.
sometime
Sorry.
later,
Try and get some more.
what we might do is we might get our waiters on
Yeah,
and get the pouring done round there. Waiters, here you go, boys. You grab those.
I need a wipe.
You grab those. You grab that. Over there. Pour out some champagne for everyone.
Listen, Jimmy, if you ever need a job in a restaurant, just give me a call.
Yes.
Took the bottle.
Someone stole a bottle from there as well.
I can take it.
Okay, so what are the bottles called? Let's get your answers. Claudia, David, what did you put?
Right, we went Magnum.
Oh, yes.
Correct.
But
Magnum.
then we got confused.
We knew they were all, apart from Magnum, they're all biblical. So we went for the next one, we went Big Jesus.
So you thought that was Big Jesus?
Not really. It was a guess.
Then we went Jeroboam. Then we went Methuselah. And then we went Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
So what was the last one, Claudia?
I can't say it.
No, but what was it?
Nebuchadnezzar.
Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, sure, okay. Mel? Kristen?
Right. So we went big to small.
Big to small, okay, so...
Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah. Nebuchadnezzar, yeah.
Then I think it's something like Samsonah. Methuselah. Then Jeremy Bowen. Then
I thought Bethesda.
Bethesda. It's a good word.
Bethesda.
It's a good word. We'll use it for something. Jonathan, Bob, did you get these?
We got them. We forgot Magnum. That's the one we didn't get. We got Jeroboam, Nebuchadnezzar, the little bargain bottle, Party 8, and Kardashian is the big one. That's the big one.
The Kardashian is
Yeah,
good.
the
Okay.
Kardashian.
What's Fred, tell us the right answers.
So the big one is Nebuchadnezzar, as Claudia was saying. This is the Balthazar.
Balthazar.
This is the Methuselah, and the Jeroboam, and the Magnum.
So Claudia and David, you got 4. Mel and Kristen got 3. And Jonathan and Bob got 2. Okay, let's have a look and see what that's happened to the scores. So Jonathan and Bob have 17. Kristen and Mel have 18. Claudia and David have 22. We're going to take a break, but ladies and gentlemen, let's go one more time for Fred Lewis. Thank you very much indeed. Welcome back to the big fat quiz of everything. I'm not going to lie to you, everyone is a little bit drunk now. The next round is all about film. Most superhero films are based on comic books. Of course, you're not supposed to call them comic books anymore. The proper name for them is nerd fiction for virgins. I think he's fine with it. Right, time for some more big fat questions, all about film, all right? For our first question, it's over to Warwick Davis.
Hi, Jimmy. Now, as you know, I starred as Marvin the Paranoid Android in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy film. Well, I mean, I was in a big robot costume and, well, my voice was dubbed. But anyway, according to the Hitchhiker's Guide, what is the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything?
What is the answer to life, the universe, and everything? It's quite a big question, really.
I'll tell you the answer. Champagne and donuts.
Audience at home, we also had donuts during the break. Full disclosure, we're having an amazing time in TV land. OK, take a look at this clip from the award-winning Disney film White Wilderness, featuring some cute, fluffy lemmings.
Yet over they go, casting themselves bodily out into space.
OK, so that clip of lemmings caused a huge amount of controversy. All I want to know is why. What have you...
I'm of a certain age and I've had problems and I need to take my pills. And I just thought this was an appropriate time.
Oh, no, it's a great time, yeah. Take some pills, yeah.
And I'm not meant to have them with drink.
Are they?
I don't know if this, but I think that's is that a Jeroboam or a Nebuchadnezzar?
That's a lot of pills, isn't it?
Hey, I'm still here, Jimmy. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to watch this.
Is that the prescription you just said take a handful?
No, I know them up by heart now. I've got 2 statins, 2 beta blockers.
Yeah, and yes, take the edge off.
Yeah, and 2 what I call my night cuddles.
Well, we should probably say goodnight to Bob. The quiz isn't over. Take a look at this promotional poster from the former Czechoslovakia. It's for a Hollywood blockbuster. Just name the film. What film is this poster advertising? It's a poster from the former Czechoslovakia. This was their proper poster for the film.
What year was it?
The 80s.
It was an 80s big hit.
Huge movie.
Okay, just tell us a bit more. Don't be cagey. Just say something. I don't like it when you're cagey.
How on earth are we expected to know without clues?
Come on!
If you can work out what that is and what's going on, where are they?
He's throwing a starfish at a building.
Yeah. We just named the Hollywood blockbuster where that happened.
Did you just say what you just said? You said something about the buildings. Go on.
Well, I said where are they?
Yeah, that's why I think.
And finally, take a look at Brad. I definitely would Pitt giving a compelling performance in Fight Club. Like looking in a mirror, this. Take a look.
Every week, Tyler gave the rules that he and I decided.
Gentlemen, welcome to Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
Okay, so that's Brad there. Those were the first 2 rules of Fight Club. I'd like you to name another rule of Fight Club.
Oh.
I know, David, you don't like to talk about it, so just write it down.
Give me Jon Snow. Snow over Pitt, definitely.
Wow.
I think I'd take Snow over Pitt.
Snow over Pitt. You're right. Mitch, Snow or Pitt?
Sexually,
Snow or Pitt?
which would I most like to have sex with? Is that what you're asking?
Just Snow or Pitt?
You ready for answers, everyone?
Yeah.
So Warwick Davis wanted to know, according to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, what's the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything? What was it?
42.
Oh. Because I looked over at Mitch and I saw him clearly do a 2. So I put 2 But then I put CO2 because I didn't know what colour. So I did.
You thought we clearly do it too.
I mean, it's
Sorry, so
CO2.
you cheated and it didn't pay off.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, well, the answer is, of course, 42. Okay, next up, I showed you a clip of the Disney film White Wilderness. Why did it cause controversy? Claudia.
Because they were pushed off, thrown off by researchers, so that it created the suicide myth, if you like.
Okay. Jonathan, Bob, did you get this?
Well, I know there was some faking of the footage, but they don't do that naturally, and Disney created the myth that they leap to their suicide death.
Mel? Kristen?
I thought maybe they're actually prairie dogs. And they're like, oh, look at these lemmings. And they were prairie dogs that they were posing as lemmings.
Okay, I'm not angry you got it wrong, but Mel looks super angry you got that wrong.
I'm absolutely.
I mean,
I'm dev, mate. I'm totally dev.
What's dev mean?
Devastated.
Oh, jeez. You're so upset you can't finish the word.
Come on, give me elbow. Okay, yeah, give me elbow for that.
Yeah, I can tell you that those lemmings do not jump off cliffs, and they were pushed off by the filmmakers.
Wow. Wow.
They scooped them up afterwards and made jackets.
Cruella, that's who you are.
Yeah. These are real horses.
So, points for Claudia and David, points for Jonathan and Bob.
Yeah.
Not so much the prairie dogs. Sorry.
We're overtaken, isn't it?
I showed you a film poster from Czechoslovakia. What did you think the movie was?
Krutitele duccio. Krutitele duccio.
I thought Wall Street.
Okay, Jonathan?
No, we know it now. Because the way you said crocodile duce,
Crocodile duce.
then it's got to be Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee.
But we didn't get it. We thought it was 50 Shades of Mickey Rourke, because that's kind of what he looks like now.
Claudia?
All right, just bear with me.
Yeah, go on.
You said buildings.
Yeah.
And I thought of the buildings in New York, and then I thought that he was sucking something up, and I thought 80s blockbuster.
What did you put?
You say it.
Ghostbusters.
It's the right answer. Final question in the film round.
Yes.
First two rules of Fight Club are you do not talk about Fight Club. I asked you to name another rule of Fight Club. Claudia Winkleman has her hand in the air.
If it is the first time you are at Fight Club, you will fight.
Correct.
Oh, yes.
She's good.
And you've also got...
I couldn't remember. He said remove clothing. You don't have to ask me twice, Mr. Pitt. I put no shirts, no shoes, but I think maybe it was no shirts, no belts.
That's the airport. That's at the airport.
Okay, well, you definitely get a point for those answers. Mel and Kristen, what did you go for?
You do not talk about Fight Club.
So the first rule was...
You don't talk about Fight Club.
And the second rule was...
You don't talk about Fight Club.
And you thought the third rule might be...
You don't talk about Fight Club. And I think he hammers it home in that speech. I remember thinking redundant.
We thought that as well. He said, you do not talk about Fight Club, you do not talk... And then he says, no, please, really, don't talk about it. And then he says, thank you, and then punches the guy. But those first ones there, that no shirts, no shoes, no weapons, that's not Fight Club. That's the rules that loose women, because I've been on that.
Okay, so no points. Time for a special bonus round. For our next question, you each have a mask under your desk. Take them out and put them on.
Oh, I love this.
I simply want to know which film they appear in.
And so we have to guess which one we're wearing?
No, you have to write them all down.
I've got a massive head. I can't get this off. Seriously.
I can't open my eyes.
David, you've got to commit to the pig face.
I can't open my eyes.
You can't open your eyes.
Yeah, inside it.
Face is sore.
Lucy could
That's funny,
If you just lift up your eyelids, David, that should do it.
Jimmy, what are you wearing?
David, you look gorgeous. Never mind Brad Pitt or Jon Snow. I'm going for Mitch right now.
I'm slightly airless in here. It's a bit airless. This is genuinely the most terrifying scene.
Can we take them off now?
I can't
Yes, David, I think you can probably take it off now to have a little look around.
Thank you.
It's a good thing David Cameron wasn't in here. All right, so let's have a look and see what you got as answers. Let's go with Mel and Kristen.
So, Buzz Darn Darko, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Silence of the Lambs, Halloween.
Guilty.
Saw, Friday the 13th.
Oh.
I think that's a full house. Well done. Claudia, David, did you get them all?
Yep.
Donnie Darko, Saw, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Silence of the Lambs.
We got them all as well. No need to
Bob.
check.
Donnie Darko, Silence of the Lambs, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What was your last one then, sorry?
Here's Babe the Pig. Remember Babe the Pig? And he says, he goes, Babe the Pig. He's a pig. And he goes, that'll do, pig, that'll do. At the end, he was Babe the Pig.
Okay, let's see what that's done to the scores. I can tell you in joint last place, Christian Shaw, Mel Gedroyce, 24, Jonathan Ross, Bob Mortimer, 24, but in the lead, Claudia Winkleman, David Mitchell, 32. We're going to take a break now, but I'll see you in a bit. Not literally, obviously, I'm just talking to a camera, but I'll be doing it again after the break if you want to watch them more. Welcome back to the final part of the Big Fat Quiz of everything. The next round is all about sports and games. Footballer Pelé is regarded as one of the greatest Brazilians of all time, whereas the worst Brazilian of all time is the one I try to give myself.
Have you ever waxed yourself down there, Jimmy?
Oh, yeah. I call them Brazil nuts.
Jennifer, have you ever looked in the mirror backwards to have a look at them, just in case, to see if someone's written on them? Just in case.
No, but I know what I'm going to do immediately after the show.
Time for some questions about sports and games, OK. For our first question, it's over to boxing supremo David Hay.
Hello, Jimmy. It's the Haymaker here. In boxing, there are two ways you can stand and fight. If you're a righty like me, then you stand like this, which is called the orthodox pose. But if you're a lefty, then you stand like this. What is this stance called?
I think that's the one.
Jonathan's got an answer.
No,
All right, so what is the other stance called? Towards the end of the football season in 2003, a very worried Alex Ferguson coined the phrase the Collins Dictionary describes as the tense final stages of a league competition, especially from the point of view of the leaders. What was the phrase?
He looks a bit there. You know when a child puts on their dad's coat?
Next question. If you were playing with Cavity Sam, what board game would you be playing? If you
Well, we got this. We're on a roll, Jimmy.
OK, and finally, take a look at this clip. What is this sportsman talking about?
Any of them expressed an interest, though, in trying it? Well, a lot of young kids in high school have started picking it up in grade school, and most of the people, once they get in college, have already developed their own style, and so it's pretty hard to change.
How do the other jumpers feel about this?
Well, most of them, they don't really care because that's where they jump, but when they first saw it, well, it's kind of funny looking. I mean, I guess you have to admit that.
OK, so what on earth is he talking about?
I don't know. David knows.
Did he say jumping?
Yep.
Jumping.
Oh, he's the guy.
David knows it.
All right, you ready for answers?
Yes.
Yes.
OK, here we go. So first up, David Hay asked you what's the opposite of orthodox stance in boxing. What did you put? Jonathan and Bob.
It's the orthodox and the Hasidic.
That's a very good answer. Not exactly what we had in mind. Mel. Kristen.
Kristen.
Southpaw?
Correct.
Oh, yes.
Claudia, David, did you get it?
We also put that.
Have you done much boxing, David?
No, I've never knowingly struck a man.
I have had 2 proper bouts and won them both, so I'm undefeated.
You fought Les Dennis, didn't you?
And Darren Day.
And Darren Day.
Did you knock anyone out?
No, I didn't knock him out. I wouldn't do that, Jonathan.
No, I'm sorry.
What was your style?
My style was acidic.
Thank you. Point B.
OK, points, no points. I asked you what famous phrase Sir Alex Ferguson came up with to describe the climactic finale of the 2003 Premier League season. What did you put?
Cleverly, David remembered this.
Squeaky bum time.
OK, and you've got Jonathan Bob?
We also went with squeaky bum time.
And you were pretty sure you knew this, Mel. You went with...
Buttock squeaking.
That's real close.
So close.
I would be appalled if we didn't get that.
Well, prepare to be appalled. You're not getting that.
Chili!
You two are very... She's appalled. I asked you if you were playing with Cavity Sam, what board game would you be playing?
Appraisal. agent.
You've gone with Operation there. Jonathan, Bob, you've gone for...
Dungeons and Dentists.
Cavity Sam in Dungeons and Dentists.
Yes.
You've gone for, Mel?
Now, let
Kristen?
me explain. I put Cavity Sam equals Captain Peacock? Question mark.
I thought maybe it was in your Cluedo, there's a British...
There's a Captain Peacock.
Who's a Cavity Sam, who lives in the
No.
basement with
With
the
a lead
Novocaine.
Well, you'll be surprised to learn you could not be more wrong. Operation is the right answer.
Oh.
He was You saw a clip of a sportsman being interviewed. What was he talking about?
We've lost
What do you think?
I thought
Say what we
maybe
put. Say what we put.
javelin jumping, freestyle, like javelin jumping.
Javelin jump.
You use it to launch yourself, and then you do a fun jump.
Like, you mean like pole vaulting?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Jonathan, Bob.
Well, hopscotch. Hopscotch.
Okay, Claudia, David.
I think it's the high jump. The Fosbury flop.
Well, let's take a look. So that was Dick Fosbury who invented the Fosbury flop. So it could have been called the Dick flop.
Yeah.
Okay, for our final big fat quiz question, we've enlisted the help of two of the stars of Strictly Come Dancing. Please welcome to the stage Karen and Kevin Clifton.
Yay!
You guys, you well?
Yes, very good, thanks. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So stars, so you know, Claudia, of course.
Hi, Claudia.
Hi, Claudia.
Okay, so Karen and Kevin are going to give us a dance history lesson. They're going to demonstrate 8 different dances in 1 minute. I want you to name as many dances as you can. There's a point for each. Bring down the mirror ball.
Okay.
Okay, so performing a history of dance, here's Karen and Kevin Clifton. So there were 8 dances in there. Did you get them all?
Well, I thought you said 5, so after the 5th, I started relaxing to enjoy the dancing. We didn't write any more down. Then we quickly tried to catch up, so we only got 7.
Kristen, Mel, have you got 8?
Yeah.
You got 8?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you got 8? Claudia, if you don't get this, I mean, there'll be trouble.
I got 10.
Okay, so take us through them. So what was the first bit?
So the first bit was a tango.
Yes. Let's have a look. Okay, so that was the tango.
That was
right,
this
okay.
bit where we went round like that.
Okay, so second bit. Second bit was...
We did on the floor, we did a bit of foxtrot.
All right, show us the foxtrot.
Like
That was
this.
the foxtrot. Okay.
Then we did a bit of Charleston.
Yes.
With a little trick.
With a lift.
And then what... Yeah, okay, the lift. Yeah, and then what was it?
This was a hand jive.
Yes! The hand jive is the only bit I can do.
So we did the running man.
Yes, we got that.
Okay.
Running man.
And then you did the...
Macarena.
That bit.
It's everyone's favourite. Okay.
My favourite is
Big
Big
box
fish,
fish.
little fish, cardboard box. Big fish, little fish, cardboard box. And then I was
Up on the desk.
twerking in David
Twerk.
Mitchell's face.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So those were the 8. Well, let's come back here. We'll see what they got.
I must say I was distracted from this twerking by the fact that I was worried you were about to stand on my phone. I didn't get the full erotic force of it.
It was good. It was strong.
So, Jonathan, Bob, you've got 6. Mel and Kristen, you've got 6.
Oh, come on.
I think we got 8.
Claudia, David, you've got 2.
Wow. I don't know how we've managed to write down the names of so many dances that weren't the ones you did. I just didn't know there were that many.
We got tango.
Cha-cha-cha, rumba. No, none of this happened. How can we have only coincided with 2?
I was enjoying.
So many words. We've put about 12 down.
David, that isn't the weird thing. It's the fact that the show she hosts is the dancing show.
When Strictly, they tell you what the dance is at the beginning. You don't have to guess it.
in my ear saying rumba.
Look, if you've got Anne Widdecombe on the dance floor, you have to name what it is in advance, because no one's going to guess.
All I'm saying is because I was enjoying watching you two so much because I love
You were fantastic. Thanks very much.
That was amazing.
All right, let's take a look and see what that's done to the final scores. In joint last place, Kristen and Mel with 31 points, Jonathan and Bob with 31 points. But the winners of the Big Fat Quiz of Everything, David and Claudia. Thank you to all our amazing panelists, Karen and Kevin, to our special guests tonight. Thanks to you for watching. I've been Jimmy Carr. This has been the Big Fat Quiz of Everything. Good night.
Another Big Fat Quiz of Everything at the same time, 9 o'clock next Monday. Man Down continues on Wednesday night at 10, and the latest series is now available in all its glory to catch up on all 4. Next tonight, both Sapphire and Kieran are looking for ladies in Naked Attraction.
I don't like it.